Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Spooked Coast to Coast.
Hey, y'all.
Do we have Joy or is she frozen?
No.
Oh, no, Joy's there.
Oh my God.
Hey, Joy. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
It did look like you were
She
frozen.
was so
Was
focused.
I? Oh, sorry. That was my mannequin pose.
Yeah, oh, man. She would win that challenge. Remember that? Mannequin thing? That was cool.
Well, the only challenge we do now is the silent game in the car with the kids.
Yeah. No,
Right.
we got the planking game.
Planking?
Yeah, because I'll just go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody into the chat. I see we got Yvette. We have Kathy. How's it going?
Trying to.
Who else do we have here? I only see. Oh, James. James, what's up, James?
I gotta catch up. I'm trying to.
No, that's not James. That's Brandon.
Brandon. What's
Why
up,
is
Brandon?
Comments not showing up.
No.
No mas. Well, you guys trickle in. I know we get here a little late, so it's only right that you guys get here a little late too. But thank you for tuning in to another great episode.
The man bun. I know.
It's going. It's going.
It's gone. I wish it was gone. No. She is right. Yes, Brandon.
When
I know my peoples.
Why is your
very
comments?
few people know me when I first started in the paranormal field, but I had way longer hair back in the day when I started, so I'm bringing that back. So, babe, why don't we tell the good folks about our good guests that we have coming on with us today?
Yes, so I'm trying to get something uploaded before I do that because StreamYard wants to be difficult.
Yes, but Jenny has been working on something visual for you guys to see for the show too.
What the hell is it? Oh, here it is. I'm gonna put it on the back page. Maybe I can't. At least not right now. I know where it's at though.
All right.
All right. So today we have special guest Lee Allen. I was gonna have Patti, his wife Patti, with us, but she is sick, but she's getting better. Please, everybody, send healing to Patti.
Yep.
Yes.
We're gonna come back for a round two, so we'll have both of them because we love having paranormal couples on because, as you can see, we all bigger. And we're like, I heard that as an EVP, and no, you didn't, and I heard this, and you didn't feel nothing, and then I'm always the biggest skeptic here. So he's like, I felt that. No, you didn't. But then I feel it. I'm like, I felt it. Yeah. So,
Or he hears one thing, you hear another. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So let me fix something real quick. It's all render. How can I fix that? I don't like any of that. Is that okay there? We'll see how it looks. So we have Lee, founder of ParaVizionz Paranormal Society from 2002, but in the paranormal field since 1998. As part of the TAPS family and Entity Explorer teams, and we'll get into that. And he is based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's welcome Lee.
Welcome, Lee. What's up, buddy?
Hey, everybody, welcome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Thank you for being on with us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And Joy, you good there?
Yeah, no, I'm getting stuff that's popping up. I'm like, what is that? Okay, sorry. Don't pay attention to me.
That's what you get for downloading all that weird shit on your computer. Yeah.
I know. I know, right? They're like, you need more protection.
Yeah, you're like, no. So Lee, founder of ParaVizionz Paranormal, in the field since 1998. So what brought you into the paranormal at that time? Was it something as an experience when you were younger, or did it start later on like that?
It started, I was a young lad at that time. I graduated school in 94, so I wasn't, 22 years old. And this one is not your typical story where, people grow up into the paranormal or they have a personal experience growing up and they have this imaginary friend that follows them through their life. That is not my story at all. I did not grow up into the paranormal. I grew up, both of my parents are from Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky. So we're hillbilly rednecks, like hold my beer and watch this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we just lived a simple life. And so I never was around any of that stuff growing up. So at that age, my focus was cars and just the normal stuff, going to clubs and all that good stuff, because I DJ'd back in at that time. And so that was me. But we weren't married yet, but my first wife, we had our boy in 1998. He passed away at 2 weeks old.
Mm.
And the month after he had passed, that was about middle of September, I started seeing, well, first of all, I didn't start seeing it. And what had happened is I was getting ready to go play golf on a Saturday morning. I'm drying myself off in the shower. And back then in 1998, Baby Looney Tunes, for people that probably don't know Looney Tunes, if you're too young, but that was the time frame when Baby Looney Tunes was big. We had his nursery set up in that. And I'm hearing his baby mobile playing the Baby Looney Tunes song, but it's playing it backwards and muffled, like somebody had it in their hand.
Huh.
So I was like, I didn't put drawers on. I just grabbed my towel, went around, and I went into the room, opened the door, because we haven't been in there since he had passed away. Walk in, and I see it moving over the baby bed. It's just a rocking. So I go in the middle of the room, and I'm like, okay. And I'm yelling for my wife. I'm yelling for her mother, because I knew they were there earlier, but they already left. So I go down the steps. Nobody's home but me, and we had a condo. So I run back upstairs, and I'm in that room, and it's just the little stuffed animals on that is just barely moving. So you know how you feel like when you're investigating, you feel like somebody's watching you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're looking, and you're always looking around. Well, that's what I felt, and his closet was real big. So I slowly backed away from the room to the door, trying to find the handle of the door, and I slowly closed it. And as I got close, it felt like something, no joke, something in the room came charging at the door, and I just slammed the door, put clothes on, meet my friend. And a buddy goes, hey, man, we're at the golf course, we're getting on the golf cart. And he goes, it looks like you saw a ghost. What's the matter? And I was like, it's funny you say that. And he goes, what? And he stops the golf cart right there on the little track. And I go, dude, I said, let me explain. I was like, and I went through the story with him. He goes, no way. I was like, yeah. He goes, what are you going to do? Call an exorcism? I was like, dude, I don't know nothing about this. I was like, it could have just been an experience. I'm just going to brush it off. So I like to watch TV in the dark. And again, a home alone. It was like a couple weeks later. My wife, she was gone. And condo, I could see a shadow coming down my steps. But then I'm thinking, okay, it could be cars, with the windows in my door. It could just be reflections, and it's casting shadows. So I was like, blew it off. So I'm sitting there watching TV. And now at that time, too, plasma TVs were real big then. So big plasma TV in the living room, And I'm laying there on the couch and look to the left of the plasma TV, and I saw this 3-foot shadow.
No.
My heart goes, wait. And I'm like, doing this. I'm like, am I seeing something? And I lean up, and it looked, and this kid came right in front of my TV and blocked the TV and stopped about almost to the end of the right side of the TV. And I'm trying to grab the lamp to turn it on. And as I do, I'm hearing what I hear is this kid running across my ceramic tile barefoot and giggle and gone.
Wow.
So all the lights were on. I had all the front porch light, the back porch light, everything was on in the house. My wife comes up, she goes, what is, I was like, can't sleep. There is no way in hell I can sleep here. I was like, I just experienced something crazy. Explained it. Well, till this day, this 3-foot shadow comes to me every day, a week prior to an investigation. Don't know who this is, because my son was only like 24, 25 inches, when he passed away, because he was only 2 weeks old. He had hypoplastic left heart, and that means the left side of his heart wasn't fully developed. So they had to go in and put a shunt in, and when they did that, the shunt blew, and there was not the only thing keeping him alive was the ventilator. So we shut it off. And then in 2000, we had our daughter, and we got married. That's the year we got married. So she was pregnant in April when we got married, and our daughter was born in December of that year. And she was born with imperforated anus, meaning her anus wasn't through the skin. So she went through 53 surgeries, inpatient, outpatient, her life. She passed away at 5 years old in 2005. So I've lost 2 kids. That's what brought me into the paranormal.
Wow.
And a divorce, and helping others get out of the dark. Because, you know, there's so many different shows on TV now. So I wanted to walk away from paranormal because I was thinking, okay, maybe that is a part of why I'm being punished from the man upstairs. But my church, my pastor, I went to Baptist church, and he goes, Lee, he'd always ask me on Sundays, any good ghost stories? And I'm like, well, I can talk your ear off, Pastor. And I said, can I talk to you after church? And he goes, absolutely. So I met him there when we're sitting out in the hallway. And I was like, I think I need to step away from the paranormal. He goes, no, you don't. He goes, because you are surrounded by white light. We need people like you out there in the battlefields outside of these walls to help these people that's going through this darkness. He said, so you got to stand up with St. Christopher and you got to battle this stuff for me. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, okay. So he prayed, and I'm thinking, okay, it's a good thing, right? So I'm not going to step away from the when my pastor's telling me it's something that I should do. And he goes, I watch your videos. He says, you're not doing anything dark. You're just helping people out. Right. And so, you know, going through that, and my first investigation ever was it was January of 99. So I was getting involved in paranormal, talking to people. And 99, I went to my first investigation. Was not a house. It wasn't like going out into a cemetery, which I don't investigate cemeteries. It was Moundsville Penitentiary in Wheeling, West Virginia, where old Sparky is, the first electric chair. And so, yeah, that's how I got my feet wet and my whole body wet into the paranormal, losing 2 children. And that brings me how I met my wife, Patti, today, which thank God she's home. She's had pneumonia. I met her in 2009. And we were on a dinner date, and she goes, hey, I want to let you know, because she heard about my kids, because I shared. And she goes, let me tell you, I've got 2 children. She said, your son was born August of 1998, right? And I said, yeah. She said, my son was born February of 1998. I said, oh, that's crazy. She said, you had a daughter born in December of 2000. I said, yep. She said, my daughter was born September of 2000. And I said, hold your thought. And it literally felt like somebody came around my body, sitting at that booth, cold hands, massaging my shoulders. And I just came into tears. And because after my daughter had passed, and it's hard for me not to, I always blamed him. And he showed me that night that he brought somebody into my life.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry for you.
And so now I've watched these kids grow up. You know, we got married in 2012. You know, my stepson, he's 28. My stepdaughter is 26. My stepson lives in Austria, Vienna, Austria. He's teaching private school for history and English. He's got his master's degree. My daughter, she went to UC here in Cincinnati. She works for the surgical department at UC Hospital. So seeing those 2 kids grow up, I got to see my kids.
Yeah.
And I always tell Patti, even as, you know, we're going through the teenage years with hers, I'm like, just think if we had 4.
Yeah.
So that's how I got involved into the paranormal.
I just want to say I'm so sorry for your losses.
Yeah.
I know that's
it's so hard.
It's not as good. You're right.
Completely understandable to see how you thought the way you thought. You know,
Mhm.
as a parent, you never want to lose one
No.
child, too. You know,
No.
My
they're
parents-
supposed to be bearing us, not the other way around. So
Exactly.
That's right. And when I go to the grave, Mondo, I go there and these people are there as well, seeing their loved ones because I got them side by side. This woman, she came up beside me. You know, she was putting graves on her husband's grave, and now I see her every now and then. But she goes, "You're not supposed to bury your kids," and I'm like, "I know. This is not how the cycle's supposed to work."
Yeah.
But God, they say God throws things at you. He knows his strong people and he knows his weak people. And I always say, Lord, I don't know how strong you think I am when you take away 2 of my kids.
Yeah.
And
My
so
parents-
I never had any other children. So it's paranormal is what I tell people. Music and paranormal is therapeutic to me. Helping people and listening to music is my 2 focuses. It keeps me going. It keeps me getting deep. We don't want to get into our minds. So that's where this is where I need to be.
Your reasoning is similar to mine. Yeah, why I do why I do it too. So I understand. But my parents lost 2 sons as well. I've never had, thankfully, but my parents have gone through what you've gone through. Two boys.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you. So I can't. I don't know how to function. I don't know how they function. I don't know how you do it. It's so hard.
You know what? I just get up and I just put my big boy pants on and just face the day just like everybody else. First thing I do in the morning, and I will tell everybody this, you can do paranormal and you can still believe in God.
That's right.
Because without God, we wouldn't be here.
I believe that
So
too.
I wake up every morning and I get up and I stand by my bed. This is no joke.
Mhm.
And I pray to him for everything that he's given me. He's given me a new day. I'm not reaching for the phone. Guys, do this for me this week and let us know. Just do this simple tip every day, because tomorrow's Old Monday coming back at us. For 7 days, get up and just stand and be yourself. Don't grab the phone before you do anything else.
Mhm. Take a minute and thank God you woke up and Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because losing 2 kids, I could have went down another path to where, I hate to say it, I could have took my own life.
Yeah.
I could have become a druggie or an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Because like I say, the mind is the darkest place you can ever go. And once you go, it's hard to come out.
It really is. Yeah. I've always said that. Yeah. It really is.
wow.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's great advice. Because as far as like, as soon as you get up, maybe, say a few words or share a couple minutes with God. Cause, we're so trained, and when you have kids too, it's kind of like, all right, what's the next thing? Oh, got to get them ready for school. Oh,
right.
I got to go to work, or, like we should at least spend a couple minutes. Hey, thank you for letting me wake up. And
Thank you for letting me take my kids to school to get them up.
There you go.
Thank you for the next 5 minutes. This is what I'm starting to tell my kids. You're not promised 5 minutes.
Right. We're not guaranteed today. We're not guaranteed the next minute.
Yeah.
Just like that old Nickelback had that song, Look at This Photograph, and think of the video with the number of your time you have left over your. Could you imagine this world if we knew how much time we had left?
Oh man.
No, because it would be like the purge.
It'd be like the purge, or people would just be super happy and just try to do everything at once.
Right.
Yeah.
So be blessed with what you got.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I saw a thing the other day. It says, I forget exactly how the meme said it was a saying, and it said, I'm blessed with what I got, not what I should have. And, and what we want the best. We want the big house. We want the fancy cars. But we always take for granted the simple things in life.
Mm-hmm. We do. Yeah. Yeah.
And trust me, I know when my water is out or my electric's out, I'm flipping. I'm like, there's no way I can live like Little House on the Prairie.
No, yeah, that's what I'm like, damn, I forget how grateful I am for the electricity.
Right. There is no way that I'm going to run outside to this little barn and use the restroom. It ain't happening.
Well, I got to flush the toilet. Yeah. No,
Right. I had to lift this up some guys. Sorry.
Every time my electricity goes out, I'm like, dang.
I think
I think that too. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. No hot water. Dang it.
me and Joey, I think we were talking about that last week, weren't we? We're like, I think it was me and either. We were talking about that I sometimes will ask in investigations during like a spirit box session, like because in Florida it's so hot, and I'm like, what the hell did you guys do back then? Because like AC is a must, and I get headaches, and I just
right.
And I just asked them, you know, what did you guys do back then? Like, how did you function?
Survive. Yeah.
Hey, you saw back then they didn't carry Yeti cups or Stanley cups with ice in it and your drink.
Yeah.
They had coffee or water.
I'm like, who's drinking hot coffee on a hot day? Like,
Yeah, they didn't even have filtered water, did they?
Oh, they didn't know what a filter was unless they took their shirt and.
Right.
Thank God for them though, because they made us who we are today. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Oh,
tap water is where you get all your vitamins, I guess. No, I'm joking.
Hey,
Right. Tap water.
Hey, there's been plenty of days where young Mondo was playing basketball outside and didn't want to go in the house and would drink water from the water hose.
Did that all the time. You know what? It tastes so colder through the water hose than it did going in there and turning the sink on.
Yeah. For some reason, it tastes better.
And I'm still here, knock on wood. And now you're like, man, the lead in your water and the iron. And,
yeah.
It's terrible, but I'm still here. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, mentioning like, you're part of, about taps and entity explorers. Explain that, like how you practice and stuff.
I will start with taps. Everybody knows Ghost Hunters, the show that started paranormal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good friends with Jason Hawes, and we actually got affiliated with the Taps family. I've known him forever. So when they came here to film at 𝗿𝗏𝗯 Air Force Base, I was there. We filmed at Kings Island Amusement Park in Cincinnati, Ohio. I got called into my team to investigate the park. So the park's open all summer long, and then it shuts down at the end of August. So it's only open on the weekends, and then they get ready for the Halloween hunt. So that first week, we had the park. So we had it from Monday to Thursday. And they told me, hey, we want you to film and document as much evidence as you can, because we're going to get taps to come in here, which they did. Season 8, episode 11, Roller Ghoster. If you go find it on Ghost Hunters, they were there. You'll see my buddy Jim, that's on my team. He works for Kings Island. That's how I met him when we were investigating the park. So when we got there to have a meeting, I had everybody that was in the park that week had to fill out, it looked like an old phone book. We had to sign our life away. Like certain things we couldn't share to the public. Certain stories we couldn't share. We can only share what's out there. If you Googled it. The only people in the park at the time was 2 security guards, one inside the building and one that actually patrolled the parking lot. And then us in the entire park, right? So that was cool, because growing up, riding these rides, and I'm walking through these roller coasters, and I'm like, it feels like I shouldn't be here. So we did that 3 years in a row, and we got so much awesome evidence of paranormal activity, shadows, voices, to where Ghost Hunters came in. Now we were at back in the day, Gettysburg used to have this event called Phenomenology, and it was the second year they had it. We're sitting the after party on Friday, and the crew comes up to us, and says, hey, let's talk about Kings Island. And I was like, sure. So what they investigated and what we investigated, they were like, dude, you guys had so much evidence that it was crazy. And actually the third year that we were there, I want to step back a little bit. You remember Ghost Hunters Academy?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
they had a guy on there that actually lived in Wilmington, Ohio, which is about 40 minutes away from me. And so he actually came and investigated with us because he was in the process of filming Ghost Hunters Academy. So some of the things that they were putting him through, I actually got to see it. And so it was pretty cool. And so they're like, yeah, you know, we got to see everything, hear everything you guys captured, but we weren't allowed to use any of it other than if it was, because Kings Island started out as a family farm. So they were only allowed to focus on the family that lived there, which the original farmhouse is still there. So if you go from the amusement park ride side and you get on the train and ride it over to the water park, you'll go through this wooded area and it's a fort, and they got this big fort walls. The original farmhouse is in there. So we got to investigate that. The family's last name is Hoff, H-O-F-F. The little girl was named Missouri Jane. And they were only allowed to investigate that story because being on TV. The original, all of the people are still, there's a cemetery in the parking lot on the far side. Mm-hmm. So when you pull in, you're going right around the family that lived there. So when the family donated the land, they were told to never knock down the house, and you can have the property. So today it still sits there. The family's still in the cemetery. And so, yeah, that's how I got involved with TAP's family. So what that means is we do investigations. So even though they're not on TV, they still get a lot of people calling, wanting investigations, right? So Jason sends them to me. Some of them are funny. He thinks he's funny and all this. And, you know, when a guy says his big toe's haunted, you know, now come on now. But
my big toe?
His big toe.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I was like, are you kidding me? He goes, well, just call him up. So I did. And I called. So I'm calling you back after this. This guy was, he needed assistance, you know, not paranormal. So, so anyways, so what we do for the TAPS family is you have a region that you help. So if something comes in that region, he gets that family member, that team to go out and investigate to see if we can pick up things, pretty much be the people on the ground for that area. And then bring it back and share it. And if it's something that they can put on TV, they'll put it on TV.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, so they still do that. When they stopped doing that, when Jason and Grant split, and then Grant started Ghost Hunters again, Jason started Ghost Nation, him and Steve and Tango. Then they brought Sherry on.
Yeah.
The second season, I actually was on that one. We were doing my friend's location down here in Waynesville, Ohio, which is one of the most haunted little villages in Ohio. It was a church. They converted it into a women's country store, fashion clothing. And they filmed there for a week. It was great. So that's TAP's family. Mm-hmm. And Entity Explorers is two teams we got together. So ParaVizionz Paranormal, we're here in Cincinnati. So it's Patti and I. We thought we would just do us two. And Orbs is actually up in northern Ohio, which Carlo, that's his team, which owns the Bill Manor in Fremont, Ohio. Nice. Him and several of his teammates got together and he was like, let's do a para-unity thing. So we all sat down. We all agreed that, yeah, let's do this. So a southern team, a northern team of Ohio to get together to form a team. And we named it Entity Explorers. And what our twist is we bring two people from other teams. So we're showing true para-unity to investigate with us at a location. And then at the end of the night, we sort of do something like Project Fear, where they write names and locations and wad them up, put them in a bag. But we do that with coins. So, at first when you're at a location, when it's sunny and daylight and you're doing your filming, your B-rolls, your interviews, everything's cool. Yeah, I'll do anywhere. You can give me the black coin right now. But until we start investigating, now you're in your mind, and you've been in this whole entire building, and you're like, God, I hope I don't get that black coin. So the team, Entity Explorers, we don't put the guests in this, but the team, we pick coins. So there's silver coins, a black coin, and a gold coin. So if you get a silver coin, you're safe. You don't have to do the solo. But if you get the gold coin, you're the king. Whoever gets the black coin, you, as the king, you tell the person with the black coin where to go for their solo, and then you 30 to 45 minutes. And we've been lately. It's been getting, because we do a location each month. So I think it'll be aired in June. We just was up in Madison Seminary. Next April, we're going to be in a place in Northern Ohio. Here soon, we're going to be at Pennhurst. So I hope I don't get the black coin at Pennhurst. But yeah, so it's just grown, and our YouTube channel's grown. People love the idea and the twist. And, it's all about going out to a location with all this different energy. So it's like a recipe, right? We're putting this together.
Yeah.
And you're putting all these energies in this building, because at first it's like, I have no problem breaking the ice. Ask my wife. She's like, yeah, you never shut up. But I want everybody to feel comfortable if they're investigating with me. And because, there's no egos. And that's what I try to tell people. I'm a pioneer in the paranormal. And I said, yeah, I have the right to say this. There's no egos in the paranormal. There's no wrong way. There's no right way. But if we work together, we can move forward, not backwards. So if we could take away social media and do paranormal, we'd be already 100 steps forward.
You'd be over there somewhere. Exactly.
We'd be way past it.
Absolutely.
Because the egos wouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's Entity Explorers in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. And you guys do good together. We were watching some videos earlier, and
we work real well together, so we know each other. That's the fun. And we know, there's a thing with Patty and Carlo. Them two are scared to death of bats. So if you go to our episode at Pine Lawn Manor over in Sumner, Illinois, which is one of the creepiest places in all of my investigations I've ever done, is there. That place has got a dark energy for being some type of healthcare rehabilitation center. I mean, when you walk in there, you feel like they just left and you're the only person here. It's got that vibe. It's two buildings. It is creepy, but there were bats. So we went there to do a walkthrough prior, and those two get together and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy some of these honeybee suits, and the mask, and they're wearing them in the show." Because we had a bat flying around.
I've seen that. I saw Patty wearing one. I was like, why do you wear a beekeeper suit? I'm like, what's happening?
That's Patty and Carlo in those. And when they come walking down the hallway to where we were in front of the nurses station, we had Chandler Hunts, which is big on TikTok and YouTube, and Bubba After Dark on TikTok. We had them with us. I was like, look at the, you remember the movie Twins? Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? It's an old comedy. I said, because Carlo's real tall and my wife's short. And I'm just dying. I'm like, this is great. And so we know how to poke bears, and the energy just works. So we get along real well. We have a blast. We make our guests feel very welcome, like they're just part of the team.
That's cool. I do have a question though. Do bats bite?
My wife would say yes, and we don't want to find out.
I don't want to find out either. I'll be with your wife in a beekeeper suit.
Yeah, rabies, girl.
I've had one attach itself on my back. We were at a place over in Indiana.
No.
And we were going down the steps, and I'm like, if you guys don't move, and they were like, it's literally on you. I said, I feel it.
Oh my God.
And I could feel the wing just like pushing me. I'm like, oh, get it out.
Negative.
I'm
Negative.
screaming.
Yeah. When I think of a bad, I think of COVID. That's so bad. I know.
Well, then, have you ever been over to, if you get a chance, or if you've been, Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky?
A lot of bats there too.
Fruit bats. Them damn things are like 3 foot tall.
Oh shit! No,
And
they can
they're
pick you up and carry you
fast
away.
as
Nope.
They're fast.
Yeah. No.
So we were doing an event there years ago. And I had a group of people, a public thing, and Tina, the owner. This is years ago. And the little boy that kicks the balls back, Timmy, on the 3rd floor, and Tina says, Lee, why don't you go down and show them where the shadow is? Because we could see it with our eyes. Some people are like, I don't see what you're seeing. So we wanted them to make them feel like they're part of this.
Right.
I go all the way down, and then I grab a ball, and then I roll it, and I got my flashlight on the ball as it's going past me where I just tossed it, and something kicks it past me towards the people. And at that time, Tina goes, she shot her light up. She goes, Lee, whatever you do, don't shine your light at the ceiling. I go, say that again.
Batman's up there.
I shine my light up real fast. Fruit bats hanging upside down. They're like 2 feet, 3 foot tall, wrapped up. Like, I'm like, oh.
Like
She goes,
Jeepers Creepers shit. Nope.
right.
Lee, did you go to the body shoot?
Yes.
That was awesome, right?
That's what we're going to do when we go there for Entity Explorers. That is, and I'm putting this out here in the atmosphere. If I get the gold coin, so if any of the people are listening, that's where so
that place is the body shoot is creepy, but I would not go there. You have to go. You have to go down there.
Yeah.
Because you guys been there. So when you're coming up that drive, right, and then all of a sudden you see the top of the building, and then you see those 2 gargoyles welcoming you. That is the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely on my list.
That building, I mean, just the whole building is amazing. And then, it's you hear about it for decades. And
yeah.
There is so surreal,
Yeah.
Could you imagine living in that time frame when, tuberculosis was terrible, and now we just go to the doctor and get a shot?
Yeah.
I mean, those poor people went through hell there. Getting dropped off at, like I was reading some of the stories, getting dropped off at 3 years old from your family because you have to be quarantined for tuberculosis and never going to be able to see your family again.
No,
That's
sad.
horrible.
Very sad.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I think from at least looking at historical places for me is just looking at all the pictures, and then I try to put myself back in time and think, like, what are they thinking? Their last saying their goodbyes to their family.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even know they're saying goodbye. They're never going to see them again.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, we'll be back, and
Right.
you're not coming back, and it's so sad.
And finding out the real purpose of the shoot was so that the patients wouldn't see all the dead bodies
Right.
being walked through. That's why they were walking them through the shoot. It's insane, that place.
And and just think, being an employee, when you pull your car up, because employee parking was at the bottom of the chute, right? So there's steps in there, and then there's one side. They used to have a conveyor that would drop bodies, and they'd put them on the train. So could you imagine going to work and leaving work and seeing that all day?
Yeah.
It's just terrible. And like you said, Jen, I'm the same way. It's like when I go to a location, I always just want to, I wish I could be like a witch, or, remember the show Bewitched? Just touch the wall and just go back in that time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and then go, wow. I so wish I could do that every location.
Yeah.
So because and that's what I tell people, that they're intrigued want to become a paranormal investigator. Like, just do it. What's holding you back?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, just go out there and have fun. I said, what? I said, they're like, well, you've done it. I was like, well, that doesn't mean I'm a professional. If I had the answers, well, then why the hell would we be here then?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just like anybody else. I'm just like you. I learned from someone going into it new, because, you know, as you're advanced into the paranormal, just like being a doctor, you forget common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're thinking of the next step. We're trying to figure this out because, you know, it does take a certain ear to hear those EVPs. So the longer you're in the paranormal, you're doing more audio and you're going over those clips and you're finding that EVP. And then when you get somebody that's never done that and they're like, I don't hear it. And I'm
all
like,
the time.
all the time you get that, right? So they don't. But if you play it right here for all of us, we hear it like right away, like boom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we come more in tune. So everybody, like I tell everybody, we all have the capability to be an empath, medium. It's just we got to open up that brain. We got to move these peripherals.
Yeah.
And we got to really take in what we're doing.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like that in the beginning. I couldn't hear shit, didn't understand shit, and then it took me, you know, doing it over and over again to start hearing it. Yeah.
Just like when I was at Moundsville, you know, and I was here, the guys that I was with, they were like, "Did you hear that?" And I'm like, you know, at first, I'm gonna be honest, I was skeptic. I was like, you go down that hallway and make sure there's no raccoon in this damn building.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, "Dude, quit killing the thunder." And I'm like, "Well, common sense, right?"
I'll make sure. Yeah, I gotta debunk it first.
And they're like, "Where you going?" And I'm like, "No," but I said, "I'm thinking about it being a raccoon." So I was all, and you know, sometimes you got like, well, because have you guys ever investigated a location and you find a homeless person in there?
No, thank God. Outdoors, yes.
Okay.
Not indoors.
Well, signs of
Yes.
waters and stuff. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Waverly Hills.
That's exactly where I'm talking. So the same guy comes in there, right?
Yeah.
So you know who because you just took the words right out of my mouth. We were there and they were like, yeah, you got to watch for the homeless man. We have not, you know, because they open the gate and we follow him up into the building area. So I go over there to see, and sure enough, I found him. He's going down the back side of the building.
Oh my
And I'm like, don't come back. Not tonight.
Not tonight.
We come back tomorrow. We paid for this tonight.
When we went, he was alive. When we went, he was murdered in the.
Oh, he was.
Homeless guy?
Him and the dog was there because he had a
Yeah,
dog.
he had a dog too, yeah.
They were murdered inside of Waverly Hills.
Oh my gosh. Did they find out who did it? You know?
I kind of want to say yes.
Yes.
They knew who it was.
They had an idea
Was
who
it a
it
local
was.
person or something?
That
I'd say some.
they all died weird. Like they had weird deaths.
Yeah,
Those three kids.
One of them got hit by a train, and then something else happened to the other one.
Yeah.
It was 3 kids that killed him? Or
It was,
yeah.
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 Kids have nothing else better to do. They followed him probably back up there, and man, poor guy. Did they? Hopefully they didn't hurt the dog.
They killed the dog in front of him, and then they killed him. Is what how the story goes.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And their
Well,
kids?
I hope that them kids are ready to. He's gonna hunt the shit out of them.
Yeah, right?
That's
What if they got any stories?
It happens because all 3 of them died
So
kind of like
be prepared to see pension.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
And
That's sad.
what would you say is the
Right.
most haunted or known haunted place in Ohio? Because Ohio got there's a whole bunch of stuff out there.
Yeah. Good point.
Okay, what I would have to say, because this brings me into how I became an empath. Everybody's watched the movie 𝗟𝗏𝗃 Redemption, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Mansfield Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. I was doing an event there with the Booth brothers. I think it was Adam and Amy Bruni and someone else. And they didn't have a lot of equipment because they're traveling. So there we go. Talking about paranormal. See, I tell you every time I'm on the show.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, you're freezing, yeah. I was like, yeah. You're back. You're good. Don't move.
So yeah, so we're doing an event there, and you know, all the people, they didn't have a lot of paranormal equipment, so we had all kinds of stuff, you know, from thermals to whatever. We had it all. So my team brought it all, and we're investigating. And I had a group of people with us, and my buddy Jim that I mentioned earlier, he's filming, so he's in the back of the group, and I'm walking, and we're in the administration building basement. We had one other area to go, and I walk in this cell door. It's really cool. If you've not been there, you need to check it out. And you have to turn left, and it's like maybe a 6-foot hallway. Then it opens up into a room. Well, as I walked into this hallway, I saw a light on. So I started walking out of the hallway, and then this room got real bright, and I saw this man standing in the left corner. He was about 6'3" to 6'5", a flat top haircut, glasses like mine now, the Ray-Ban style. He had a gray jumpsuit on. I had his inmate number, and my buddy Jim's filming this. He kept asking me stuff, and I kept sharing. And had these dress shoes that were so shiny. And I was like, man, those things are like sharp. And then so as I turned to Jim, I saw him move, and I'm like, whoa, and I backed up, and people are literally right behind me. And they're like, we can't see this. So Jim says, here, look, I can't see what you're seeing. So I walked back, and what I saw through his camera is exactly what I saw, but he could not see what I saw. This guy walks into this room where this light's on, and I go towards that room, and as I get close to the door, on the shadow of the door, you could see his shadow moving in the light off the door. So I go in, he's literally hanging. And I go, whoa! I was like, we got to take a break. So Jim's like on the two-way, he's trying to get a hold of the guy that ran at the time, and we go outside, and Scott says, hey, come to my office. So I've never been to his office, but I took him straight to his office. And Jim and him looked at me and go, how the hell did you find this office? I was like, this guy showed me where this office is. So we shared a story. Jim's like, all the people's with this, they're just like overwhelmed, like, oh my God, this is awesome. He goes, let me look and see if I can find that inmate number, and I'll two-way you guys back. So at that time, we're in the West Cell Block. And we're investigating, we're getting some activity. And, you know, at that moment when you're in something and you're like, just do it again. I don't know how many times we ask, okay, I know I asked you 100 times, but if you do it one more time, I won't ask you again. So it happened, and the two-way goes off. So I was like, oh, shit. So I grabbed the two-way, and he goes, come back to my office. We go back to his office. We got this all on film. He gives me a bottle of water. I sit down in this chair. He throws this folder on my lap. Open it up. The first page is welcome to OSR. Second page is a picture of this guy. And I'm like, whoa. And everybody's like, holy crap.
Wow.
The reason he was in there was petty theft. And he was there from 1955 to 1957. The year we were there is when Patty and I were dating. She had my Chihuahua while I went there, 2010. And I'm like, you mean to tell me the guy that I'm seeing tonight, showing me his story through this prison, was 1957? And he goes, yeah. He says, so he started sharing some stuff that nobody really knew. He goes, in the state of Ohio, they were allowed to, quote, lose, unquote, 25 inmates a year. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, here in Mansfield, there's 3 locations that's called the sweat box. One where you were in the basement. One, now this is the crazy one, the church inside the prison. There's a room all to the left, goes better box, and then one right above the kitchen. And third sweat box.
I think he's freezing.
The craziest thing, I said, well, what is sweat box? What do they do? Well, they give you things to. Are you there?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
somebody or doesn't want you telling that story because you keep freezing.
Yeah, you were freezing. You were breaking up right there when you said to the church. You went to made a right.
Yep.
Okay, so in the church area was the third sweat box area. And so I asked him, I said, what is the sweat box? And he goes, they would put prisoners in there to commit suicide. And then they would take your body and lay it out back onto your stomach, and they would shoot you in the back and tell your family that you tried to commit suicide, or you tried to escape,
right,
instead of committing suicide. So, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened to this guy. So I was like, so, you know, seeing something like that, nobody else around you seeing that, that's sort of creepy. So I started thinking, my goodness, what am I going into now? So it was not the next investigation. I think it was several investigations later. I started picking up other things. People in their public ghost hunts, I started picking up like their emotions. Or one time we were doing a public hunt in Waynesville at the Historical Society, and I said, okay, someone's grandma's coming to them. Did someone just lose their grandmother? And this woman just breaks out crying. I'm like, oh, great. I was like, I need to shut my mouth. I was like, but I share what comes to me. I just share it.
Yeah.
And because I want it to grow stronger. So yeah, being an empath since 2010, I use it a lot. That's my main tool now when we do Entity Explorers. So we did an awesome seance at Madison Seminary just a couple weeks ago that I can't wait for you guys to see that episode. It's going to be phenomenal.
But if you're seeing spirits telling you stuff, you would be considered more than an empath, right?
That's really the only time I really can see that's the only time I ever saw a person.
Oh, well, maybe you're a part-time.
I don't know, but it freaks me the hell out.
I don't know anything about it. Jen would be the one to ask.
Talking.
I think I just got the Charlie Wonka chocolate bar. I think I only got it one time. Now it's just like, here, I'm gonna give you this. I got you $1.
Yeah, you only want you get a sneak peek of your abilities that you haven't learned to use yet.
But it has grown, and I have helped out a lot of people, you know. And I when I'm around certain people, I can tell that. Yeah, I'll tell them, hey, if you do this, your abilities, and they're like, how did you know that? I'm working on my ability. I was like, because I can feel it, you know. And sometimes I see auras. I can see your aura. Mm-hmm. Like right now, Joey, I see your aura. It's a light blue color. So it just comes in. So I tell people when we go and investigate, I'm going to say things right at the get-go that may make no sense. Mm-hmm. But it's like taking a jigsaw puzzle and dumping it on a table and let me put it together. So let's start the investigation and let's move forward, and I'll just share things as it comes to me, and I write it down, and they're like, hey, wait. And then I add another piece. So then at the end of the night, we're putting this all together, and they're like, no way. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it comes to me. Mm-hmm. So I got to work for it. Well, some people just
like you're almost there.
Right. I can't leave yet.
You're there. It's not right. Let me ask you a question. You mentioned Wright Patterson, right? Have you are you close to there? Because that's the place that's known for its big UFO cover-ups and stuff like that. You know anything about that? Or
right, yeah. Yeah, it's about 40 minutes from me north, and yeah, that place. There's a lot of. I'm intrigued with all walks of paranormal. You know, even though I just do the ghost stuff, but I still like to hear about UFOs, aliens, Bigfoot, whatever. You know, Dogman. I'm curious to hear these stories. Mm-hmm. But I got a good friend that's into Bigfoot and stuff, and we always mess with him. He's an older guy, and he lives here in Cincinnati as well. And I'm like, dude, when are they ever going to capture a Bigfoot, or when we gonna get something better than what we're getting? Because I said I can go out and hunt and go and investigate a building, and I can get you all kinds of evidence paranormal.
Yeah.
But you can't get me one simple thing.
We can't even get a Bigfoot poop.
Right. I was like, come on, give me something. But yeah, that place is very cool.
Yeah.
And I know when I start talking about it, your show is going to start because we're super close. And I'll tell you, every time I start talking about paranormal of anything, like I told you before the show started, I was like, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. So
And it did.
for the audience in the backstage, Lee was telling us that he lives in a haunted home, and then he also collects haunted items. So this is why.
So you put me on backstage, by the way. Now, do you see somebody by Slimer?
Yeah.
She wasn't sitting there when we were in backstage.
What?
No.
No?
Go
Dang,
back to the beginning.
Recording.
I put her there because she's very, very haunted.
Oh, okay.
The girl?
Maybe that's why everything's going crazy.
Right. Yeah, she is. We got her from an antique shop.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were pushing her off onto us like.
Can
Hey,
you,
Oh, they were pushing her onto you?
I was like,
We want this.
you got any more?
yeah. Hello there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, she's from the 40s.
Okay.
We gotta say hi to her because she's gonna.
I don't want her to fall over. And be
Yeah,
mad.
you can stay there, but hello.
You can stay there.
I zoomed in on the phone just to see what she looks like, and not a fan of her eyeballs. Okay, so I'm just telling
Here,
you.
I'll bring her over.
I gotta look at this. Let me see.
We're not staying this live.
Let me see.
Last time we did that, we got a ground. But back when I saw her with like black eyes, like that's literally what I saw her with before. What is your feel for her?
Well, when we first got her, they had her setting up.
Wow.
We love you.
So we were talking about boots. How some antiques shops have like boots, and they're different individuals. So she was sitting high up on the shelf, and this doll, like where you could stand them up, and so we didn't take that. They wanted to keep that, but me and my wife were like, "That's cool." So we just did the walk around. I was like, let's go see if she's still there. So we got a little story behind her as well. And I was like, yeah, let's buy her. And so they were like, pretty much like, yes, get this out of here. Cause we walked this whole place, the workers at the front booth, the counter, they're like, yeah, it's so glad to see her go. And I'm like, good. Well, we've done investigations with her, and she's like came through on the ghost box. Just some crazy things.
Oh wow.
I swear when I have her with some other dolls, I swear if I put my hand on the Bible, I've noticed sometimes she'll be shifted different ways. Like her head will be shifted. I'm like, okay. So, like I said earlier when we were backstage, how our house, we got a lot of kid spirits here. So, okay, is it one of those kids? They see a doll. And this is about the same time as that doll when the farm was here. So
What?
So how would you if you bring her to investigation, like how would you know who you're talking
I would do a live on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Investigations here. Yeah.
At your house. Okay.
Right.
Because how some people bring haunted items.
Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know about that.
Yeah, how do you just distinguish? I mean, I guess activity.
The same, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we were doing an investigation that this guy owned. He owned half of this town. It was on the Ohio River, and the little town. I can't even think the name of the town. And I remember meeting him, and we had some women on the team, and we're in the basement. He had all these little shots keys, everywhere in boxes, and he goes, "Ladies, you can have whatever you want." And I'm like, "Oh God, take them home, I dare you, but you're not getting them in my car," because the activity there was crazy.
Yeah.
And so they did. They took them home. Some of the ladies that was there actually took them back.
Oh.
And she called me and says, "I can't keep these in my house." And I'm like, why? She goes, like you said. And I was like, yeah, I never just take something from somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about it before I say, okay, it's going to my house.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hello.
Right.
What do you do for, as far as you and Patty do, what do you do for when you go out and investigating to either, I don't know, protect yourself or make sure nothing comes back, or or for your home? Do you guys do anything at your house?
Yeah, what we do for the home is we'll sage, because we always are burning lavender or we're doing sage. I tell people they're with us in public ghost hunts, and or they're listening to us as we're doing a speak session. We all have stress our daily lives, right? So a lot of residentials, and of course COVID hurt the residential cases. People would always, when they husband and wife were feuding, then they would blame their child, and then they would say, oh, look here, let's blame it on paranormal. We've got paranormal activity in our house. So they'll call investigators to come out. And I'm 100% straight up with people. I don't know you from Adam. I'm taking away my time from my family and my daily life to come and help a total stranger. So you're going to be 100% with me or I'm walking. Now we go into some investigations where we get there and there's groups of people there. Hey, we're drinking. They're ordering pizza. Nope, we're out. Sorry, we're not a circus.
Oh my God, no.
We take our job serious here.
Yeah.
So you really don't need us. I figured out your problem. It's right there in your hand.
Right.
So we do a lot of saging here, cleansings. When we're out on investigations, entity explorers, if it's just us solo or if it's my team, I like to do a protection prayer off of the premises. And then afterwards, because if it's a residential or someone's with us, I like to have them involved as well to make sure nothing goes home with us. Sage, I tell people some tips, is to, when you're feeling it, just close your eyes, open your mouth, and suck in through your nose white light surrounding your body, and exhale darkness, black energy out of your mouth. Do that 3 or 4 times. And if you still feel it attached to you, take some sea salt, put it in a washcloth, and give yourself a sea salt shower next time you take a shower, because it's basically the same thing as baptism water at church. Mm-hmm. And also stand there with your back, the water hitting the back of your head, and breathing in and exhaling, just like I said, and it will cleanse you. Just some of the things I tell people, and if it feels like, people, when we're doing residential houses, I tell them to put sea salt in the corners of their house outside. Put it in front of their door. Put it in behind on the back door, because a dark spirit will not cross sea salt.
Right.
Good advice.
I wonder why. What is it with sea salt?
Something about sea salt, and that's what they put in the baptism water at church. It's just warm bathe water with sea salt in it.
Yeah. I wonder what it is with that salt that makes
my full-time job is I'm in the fire industry, so I'm always in buildings. So when I go to churches over the years, I've been doing the same job since I got out of high school. Is I noticed in churches, especially Catholic churches, people are in there all the time lighting a candle, and they're praying for their sins. Behind the sanctuary, there is a window open, because the church can't keep that negative energy off of you inside the church, so they got to let it out somewhere. The white light that you lit is the white light that I told you to breathe through your nose and exhale the dark, and it's got to go out that window. That's where I got those ideas. Talking to some of the bishops and things, and I'm like, they know I do paranormal because they see me all the time now, and they're like, yeah, that's what I would recommend, 100%. And I had to actually call in, speaking of a bishop, I had to call in one for a residential case that I did. It was probably 12 years ago. Here locally, about 15 minutes east from here, a town called Hamilton. Mexican family. And their daughter, they called me in they wanted me to see these videos on their phones and their cameras that they were capturing. When I get there, I met the husband and the wife, and I could feel their energy, like they're really concerned. They're scared. They didn't know where to turn. I watched these videos. I prayed with them because I'm like, to be honest, at the time, I can't be a hero here right now. They need help. So I told them, let me come with just a small group. So I brought 2 people in with me. Let us document this stuff. Some of the video, this is no joke. And yes, there is demons out there. There is dark energy. I've never experienced it until this investigation, and it's the only one that I've ever dealt with. Watching the videos of their child sitting, the 14-year-old girl laying on her bed, sound asleep, and something grabs her ankles, throws her off the bed, slides her across her dresser, and as it's doing that, you hear the energy of something in that room talking Latin, going, it threw her to the door where her dad was standing.
No, thank you. Wow.
Then she's laying on her mother's bed, and their bed is against the wall. This is an old Victorian house.
Mm-hmm.
There was no storm window. It was just, they had it open. It was summer. And they had a thin, curtain. And the wind was just blowing. And she's, writing something in the video. And I watched it a couple times, and I didn't really capture it. And they're like, no, watch the curtain. And then watch the bed. So the next time I watched the curtain. I saw this face, it came from the window, and the curtain was on its face. It went over her body, and then you hear the footsteps hit the floor. No joke. And you saw a man.
You saw it yourself?
No, this was in the video.
Oh, the video.
And man, I'm like, what the hell? And he goes, let me tell you. He says, Lee, this is no app. This is nothing. He said, here's what I filmed it off of. He filmed it off the old school VHS tape. I'm like, what? Because he recorded it off of his flip phone from his TV that I got to see through the flip phone. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
Wow.
So when we get there to investigate it, it was a Friday night. It was the next Friday night. I got to meet the daughter. I wanted to meet her before she left.
Mm-hmm.
And how can I put it? She was real quiet at first. I would ask a lot of questions. She would just shake her head, yes or no. Until I said, do you want me to try to help you and your family? Mm-hmm. That's when she turned real sharp and looked at her dad. Didn't even make eye contact with her mother. Looked at her dad, looked right back at me, and if her eyes could cut me in half, she would have. She said, wow, you're not going to be able to help us.
Wow.
She gets up, grabs her backpack. She looks at her mom and says, are you ready? So her mom leaves with her. Her dad's there. So I started talking before we got into paranormal. I said, can you share a little bit of your background? And I forget the little town he said he's from in Mexico, but he said his mom, he grew up in a satanic ritual family. And she went to spend the summer, 3 months in the summer last year, with her grandma. And he told her, do not put her into that. Well, she welcomed her into this stuff. She came home, and this is the attachments that followed her home. Well, one, she's 14. She's going through puberty. She's a female. Mm-hmm. And so the dad was with us investigating, and I did a prayer outside. I did a prayer inside. We're investigating. It's really calm. I had a lot of people tell me do certain things in the house. Some people that do deliverances, 𝗿𝗶𝗍 that does deliverances all over the world. A couple mediums that I know that are highly, known, and they know what they're doing. They tell me to put the 𝗿𝗶𝗍𝗘 stuff that you would put in a bowl. They tell me to put that in certain closets of the house. I'm like, okay. And because I bought it prior, so this is stuff that I took and we started to do. downstairs is a coat closet under the stairway. So as we were I told my friend, I was like, here, the guy with me, I says, here, put this small bowl in that room. It threw it back at him. Whatever was there was in that closet. So my other buddy, John, he grabs his camera and he walks towards that door. And as he walks towards that door, something came, like it was right and left. It came like this, and it got bigger and bigger, and it made a ball like this. And then it went like this, like a thin line, north and south. Then it went east and west, and it went gone. I was like, okay, we're done. So we investigated, we were done. I got a hold of St. Anne Catholic Church down the street. They told me who to talk to at the Archdiocese in Cincinnati. I said, I've got evidence. I've seen things. I need to talk to somebody. They need your help. Well, the reason why they wouldn't get help prior is because they were new to the area. And so, religion's a little different because you got to be involved a lot more than that. So I got them help. Last I found out is they don't live there no more. They're somewhere in Hamilton, but they're doing well. And the bishop comes in. They are loyal to the church there at St. Anne, which is down the street from their old house. So yeah, that was a trial.
So they don't have any more activity since they moved?
They have not had any activity since. I don't know. I couldn't get more detail. I didn't know if they went through anything like the steps towards an exorcism with the girl. I wasn't involved. I don't know.
It's almost like when you were explaining that ball of light that went left and right, and
right.
Almost like whatever was there went through like a portal back to wherever the hell it came from. Like it
or
was
back to where she was. Yeah. Because I we're always talking. I'm like, I don't know if it's the papori that you talk. I was like, because I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, this is weird. But all of this took place, and I'm like, hey, I'm just going to try anything I can to help this family.
Yeah.
I would have went to the extreme other than, when it's time for me to get thrown or scratched. I'm not getting involved in that. But, so that was the only case that I've ever really dealt with anything dark. And I still will never forget the way the little girl looked at me and said, you'll never be able to help us.
Yeah, that's like a movie. That's like a scene out of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Hear it. I could see a little girl's like
right. And
dead serious.
He was apologizing. He goes, my little girl is not like that. I was like, no, because you showed me videos. Because I get in depth. I want to know more about the family, because we're taking time to spend with you. And I tell people there's investigations that takes more than just once or twice.
Yeah.
Because we got to figure out what it is. Anything can mimic anything. Mm-hmm. Anything can stay as long as it wants to. Because if we bring the fear cage down, it's going to hook its claws into us. Mm-hmm. And then it's there. Yeah, and you can say, are you okay? And damn well you're not, but you'll be like, yeah, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. That's my son. Yeah, I'm fine. Knowing he's scared shitless. Yeah.
I understand. Sometimes I'll tell people, investigations, Lee, are you all right? No, I'm about to piss my pants right now. I mean, I'm serious. And they're like, if he's really saying it, I was like, yeah, there is something down this hallway that I am not going that way. And I've got that to where I say, is there a door I can go around this way? Because I'm not going that. And they're like, are you kidding? I was like, dude, I would never say this. But yes, I need to go this way. And I will. And they're like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Was
it the house itself, or you think it was just something that just happened to be with the girl?
I think it's came to her, so it's more attached to her than it was the home. And have you ever guys went through any of that to where it's not the home, it's the person?
Yeah.
And because
I've never gone through it, but I've heard stories, Yeah,
because I'll never do a residential case without the residents there, the husband and wife. I don't want the kids there.
Yeah.
But I would like for them to be there. Yeah. I will leave because I'm not taking full responsibility of something going misplaced, anything. No, you got to be here, because how do I know if I go in here and investigate, I may not get anything because you're not here. So that's where I tried to figure out, is it the house or is it the person? Of course, residual energy is going to stay there, of course, but the intelligent energy is going to be attached to the person.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, so I feel like a lot of times, you know, I try to figure that out when, even if it's a building, like, you know, going into a place and they're like, yeah, we're just trying to open this building up and we'd love for you guys to check it out. Sure. Find out it's not the building, it's the energy from the person.
The person, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Because wherever that person is, that's where the energy is.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, well, I don't feel anything downstairs. Well, no, because he's right here beside me.
Yeah.
The guy's haunted.
Right. So, and you know, that's the thing. It's just the person that doesn't know how to decompress, to cleanse themselves, that bottle. You know, there's so many people in this world that bottles things up. Those are the ones I'm scared of. The ones that don't have no friends. The ones that live on their own like a rebel. Those are the ones you got to watch for. And one of the big reasons, too, I like to go and do a preliminary before we do a residential.
Yeah.
I tell my team, I was like, you never know what kind of psycho that we're going into. He may lock your ass in the basement and you never get out again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yes, I said, you got to be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially the world we live in today.
Yeah. You guys are
So many weirdos out there using paranormal now.
Yeah.
As a way to get, you know, you've heard about that in Georgia, right? It's been a few years ago where this guy was calling local paranormal teams, calling teams across the United States to come, give them an address, and you show up and they're starting to shoot at you to kill you.
I heard about that, but I don't know. I did hear about that.
Yeah.
We had a guest on the show that mentioned the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Denise, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
He was in Georgia and he was going to he was trying to shoot every person he can shoot. I'm like, good Lord.
No, hell no. Yeah.
The lady that we were talking about, Denise, that she mentioned that she was one of the people, she was going to go up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
Yeah.
She had
she
that
did
feeling
it.
or something, right? She had that feeling.
They were talking about, if you see something like this, do not go.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's the best.
Yeah, you know, ask a lot of questions. It doesn't hurt because you're the bait, right? So it doesn't hurt to ask questions.
Right.
Before you put yourself in that situation. And that's where you're, you know, just like I tell everybody, we all have the ability. So it's, this is a good example. People, we're all scared. We all have that fear. So think of it this way. It's the day we're going to go to the amusement park. And you're there and you see that big roller coaster and the group you're with, it's like, we're riding that. And you're like, shit, I've never rode that. But you're being cool about it. You're like, yeah, I'm ready to do it. And you're in that line and you're getting excited and you're getting nervous. They're getting pumped. They look at you and you're like, yeah, I'm excited. And then you're like, no, I'm not really.
No.
And then it's that gate closes and you're the next person to get on that roller coaster. And you're like, I hope it breaks down right now. I don't have to ride.
God.
And then that gate opens, and you're the next one in line, and you're like, this seatbelt's not going to work. No, you got to sit up. Oh, okay. Because this was me back in the teenage days. I'm sharing the true story. I don't want to ride this. Oh yeah, you do. You want to ride this? And I'm the kid that was halfway out of the cart thing where the rail was right here. I'm like, I don't want to ride this no more. And then Ron, you know, as you get older, you love it, but as you get older, you get on a roller coaster. It's like, I need a chiropractor.
Yeah, you don't want it. You're like, oh, you know, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, me now. Yeah.
Right.
Lee, I was going to so we had watched on Entities Explorers, right? There's a new video that just dropped, so if everybody could go, please check it out on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to show a clip, and it's not from the new video that just dropped, but it's an Estes session that I thought was really, really good. But what I liked was something that you guys introduced in that video, and it was for people who do Estes sessions solo basically. So that's what it'll be for, and it's like an app.
Ghost chatter.
Ghost chatter, right? So
Right.
the app, what it'll do is ask questions, and it gives like a timer.
Like
And
20
then-
seconds. It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
So
that's cool.
it'll have that way the person can respond or whatever. And obviously you're still in the Estes method. You don't know what you're.
You don't know what it's asking. No.
Yeah. So, but you got some really good responses, and I thought they were pretty good. So I accumulated everything together so we can watch it, and then
Sure. That sounds awesome.
yeah, let's do that real quick. Hold on. Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
We have Lee upstairs in the attic using an app. It's called Ghost Chatter. Connor from Paranormal Encounters actually designed this app, and it's designed for solo Estes sessions. So every so many seconds, it'll spit out questions while you're doing Estes. And we also have 2 boxes. That one is an AM box and one is an FM box, and those are spirit box.
Can you touch one of the devices we've set up?
Affection, God,
What are your thoughts on the afterlife?
So like real quick there. So what happened is that flash of light was like a light. He's in the attic.
Yeah.
So this is Lee. This is him doing an Estes session. He's in the attic, and some light turned on.
The light fixture for the attic itself.
Live attic. And I
Yeah.
thought what was interesting is you during this whole video, if you please check it out on the thing. I just cut down a few minutes of it. There was a lot of questions that you answered, and then it was related to the question that was spit out. So it's like you answered it first before the question came out. So it's
Yes.
like, what do you think about the afterlife? You were like, I don't know, you said something about God. I forget what it is, but there's a lot of that going on. You'll see it. You'll see it here. I thought that was pretty cool.
I like that app.
During our Estes session, we actually capture the phenomena of the lights turning on by themselves in the attic. Strangely enough, the question from Ghost Chatter leading up to this asks to touch a device that we've set up. Is it possible that they only know how to touch the devices they're familiar with?
Also in the attic, there's a light up there. Now and then, I'll be walking into the house and I see the attic light on.
Mike, how about now?
Do you want me to leave?
Terrifying. Felt like I just got touched on my side. This
How many of
box,
you are here?
good night. Chasing you. Something just touched me.
Who do you
Hold
seem
up,
to
time
connect
out.
with?
I need to put these on real quick. Just in case I need to flip them up again. Sorry, guys.
A little nervous.
What do you feel right now?
Somebody touching you. That's what he felt. That's so funny.
Death up on a hill. Blue,
Do you know that you have passed on?
blood, and glory.
Well, I was gonna ask you about that. So it said you died on a hill, and then you were
Right.
saying blood and glory, and then it was asking, did you know you had passed? So was there like a battle around there or something like that maybe it was referring to? Anything like that?
Yes. This was, remember what I said on backstage? This place where we're at, it's Middle Bass Island in Lake Erie. This was an area where bounty hunters were chasing slaves.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
And with this house we're in is the oldest house standing on the island.
Jen,
Yeah.
really quick, did you say wow?
I probably did. I just said it right now.
It didn't sound like you, so I was like,
Yeah, I heard it like another female
yeah,
voice.
me too.
He
Yeah.
said something- he was like at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it sounded definitely not like you. Okay.
So, but yeah, now it makes a lot of sense. I wanted to ask you about that because I mean everything, like you were saying, you were answering before, and it was asking the questions right after, which is interesting to me because I think during a lot of spirit box sessions, we do tend to do that. Like we answer first, and then the person, like say Armando will think of a question, like he's gonna ask how many people in there, and I already spit out 10. And then you're like, and they're not even thinking about it, and they're like, well, how many people were in a room? And I already had said the answer. So to me, it's like, spirit.
It's almost like they're reading their minds before they.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, let's finish here.
Can you tell me the color of one of the things I am wearing?
Yeah. So here you notice the screen starts to get blurry and it's like it's trying to focus,
right?
So it gets defocused on something, and then something happens.
It looks like the camera is focusing on spirit that keeps touching him. Is
right?
That we were given.
Something just pulled on my headphones.
Did you want to share?
I was right there.
Be safe.
It said my name.
Wait.
It said behind Lee is what I heard.
That's exactly what it said. And they should have put that on there because now watching it here, the spirit said behind Lee.
Yeah.
It's answering the question and it said behind Lee.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you hear be safe, and then the two other boxes got be safe, which is really good.
Right.
Okay, I just felt a big loud stomp on the floor around me, guys.
And right there,
I'm starting to feel the heebie-jeebies.
What tools do you
right
use to
before
communicate?
you say that, it said the others are starting.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it's like, what are they doing? Or why are they coming around me?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you said there you felt the heebie-jeebies, what is the heebie-jeebies to you? Like,
The heebie-jeebies is like someone's in my personal space, and being blindfolded, I can't see it.
What do you feel? Like, what exactly feel like? I know.
What I felt right there is a static charge. Like, back when we were kids, we'd take them 9-volt batteries and put on our tongue just to see if they're good. So that's what I was feeling, like that static charge, but it was my whole body, because like a few minutes prior to this, I felt, being touched on my right side, my headphones getting touched. And what I was thinking at the moment is that's an area where they would put the females and the children in that attic to hide them from the bounty hunters.
Wow.
So I'm thinking they're trying to get behind me. Somebody's coming up the steps, because literally where the tripod is right here shooting at me, right to the right of it is the stairway that goes down to the floor, to the first level or second level.
Okay.
Light.
Wow.
Can you show me a sign of your presence?
Oh, something just brushed up on my side.
No, I love that reaction.
If you can hear me, I'm here to just talk, okay?
Why I said that is because at that time I was literally feeling like it wasn't the kids and the females. I felt like it was some man up there looking not like a bounty hunter guy, but some kind of like shady guy. So that's why I was like, hey, because my whole attitude changed at that moment.
Yeah, you can tell it shifted.
Yeah.
Like,
Your reaction, like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Like, chill out, please.
Time out real quick, camera. It literally, I'm getting massive goosebumps real quick. Hold on.
What did you leave behind?
Yeah, that was
Let's go.
Yeah, that was
a very intense Estes session. When you're in an area that, see, like I wasn't there when they interviewed Robert, the guy that was talking in the back, in the backyard. He owns the house. So I did not know that because, I bring that part of being an empath to the team. So I didn't want to know any of this stuff. So they're like, yeah, we're going to, and afterwards they're like, yeah, we put you as bait. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. But yeah, that was a very, very intense Estes session right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because when something that you didn't see, here's Kyle, there's one of the entity guys. What's up, bud?
Hi, Kyle. I like that app. I've never seen that app.
Yeah, I've never heard about it until I seen that, and I was like, oh, I might.
So when they came up, I did not know this, but when I was getting set up for the Estes, before they hit play and they went downstairs, Jake, the one that was talking about the chatter thing, that's Kyle's brother. They closed the door all the way.
Oh, wow.
So what we're thinking, because we got some audio clips, when the light came on, the door came open. But I didn't look down, right? Because until right at the end of your session, I got up to look down the hall, down the stairway. And then that's when I said, hey, that door's open. That was creepy. Oh, and then it's like, you're sitting there in the dark and you got these headphones on and you got this white noise going crazy. And you're like, I know somebody's standing right in front of me.
Feel it.
I can just feel him. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. That's a good session. Like it's about 13, 14 minutes long, and I just shortened it to 4 minutes. But everything is pretty much just like that. I thought it was really good to show.
Yeah, so that show we try to keep everybody on their tippy toes, We try to get them past their fear to do more depth things because it's like, no, I can't do it. Come on, you got to do it. Come on. Just think of people that's going to be watching this, Sometimes you forget the camera and you're like, oh, yeah, hey, camera.
Oh, yeah, a lot of times. So for everybody, so at least so people can watch, what is the news episode that you guys just dropped? Where that location's at?
That is actually on the same island as the one that you guys just saw the clip of. It's Middle Bass Island, and it's at the Lon's Winery, and I'll put it in here in the chat.
Okay. I want to watch that episode. That's cool. I really like that chatterbox. I'm like, I'm going to download it when we're done.
I'm going to try that because so everybody in the show, we will not be live next weekend. We're off next Sunday because we're going out of town.
Who are those people?
He's doing this.
No,
they're leaving us.
We are actually going to be going out to play, guys. So it's very good.
So
that's even better.
I'm going to see if I can try that app maybe.
Yeah.
So that's
definitely try it out. Kyle, are you still in? What's one of the other apps you use when you're doing your solos? Because since Kyle's in here, I'm going to share. Me and him seems to be getting the black coin a lot, and there's a couple that really don't get the black coin. And Patty's one of them. Jake's one of them. Carlo's one of them. So yeah, Heather's one of them.
I've been.
What is the name of that that app you use for spitting words?
Mm-hmm.
I know you use it a lot. I didn't know he was in here the whole episode, but he said he was. Cool.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And while we're waiting for that, tell everybody, so we're going to be wrapping up soon anyways, what you got coming up next and where everybody can find you.
Okay, well, we are going to be in Northern Ohio next month doing Entity Explorers. There it is. Transcend Theory. Check that one out.
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah,
I do. That's a good app. Yes.
I have that one.
We're going to be filming at a place where, so be ready for this one coming out in the summer. We're going to be in one of the buildings where 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗀 actually hung out. Next month. And we're going to have some crazy stuff that we're going to be doing in that building. So be prepared because the fears are coming down. And we seem like we're getting more, it's like, oh my God, you guys started here, but now look where you are. I don't know if I want to be a guest on your show. It's like, well, we have fun. That's because it's have fun. So that's where we're going to be in April 18th. April or March. What is next Saturday date?
What is next Saturday?
March 21st.
First.
I and maybe Patty, hopefully she's good to go, getting over his pneumonia. But I will be with some friends out of Indiana. We're going to be at the Stone Mansion with Jim, one of my other teammates for ParaVizionz. Going to be investigating the Stone Mansion. Check it out. It's in Winchester. And yeah, just that one's just going to be for fun. But we're going to have some awesome times. We're going to do some solos. I'm going to make him do some crazy things because that's how we get activity. So,
Yeah.
And the fun does, you can find us on Facebook at ParaVizionz Paranormal Society, on Facebook, Entity Explorers, and our podcast, All Things Creepy, with Ghostly Travels, which we've been on a standby, so we're getting ready to fire back up for the season. And check our YouTube out, ParaVizionz Paranormal Society and Entity Explorers, and we will go back and follow and subscribe to everybody that does the same.
Yes.
And if you guys are interested in being a guest on Entity Explorers, just shoot us a message, tell us the location, let's make it happen, let's get it out there. Because we are going to travel anywhere in the United States.
All right.
Come to California. Let me know.
If you make your way down to Miami, Florida, we got you.
All right. Well, we're going to be going everywhere and anywhere. There will be a one. I think we spelled a real. It's called the Enchanted Church.
Mm-hmm.
You guys probably saw that on our YouTube. Enchanted Church is owned by Dave and Bridget, and I can't say their last name. Kyle, help me out. But Dave was actually the nanny of Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And he actually was before Ozzy had passed away, he was part of the tour management for Ozzy. So he's been working with Ozzy since 1996 during Ozfest in New York. So we've got some ends with him now, and we're probably going to be doing something awesome in California in this summer filming. So
good to hear, because nobody comes to California. Chaz and V, I think, are the only ones that have said they're coming to California. Nobody else. I'll go to Florida. I'll go to the East. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, we've got shit here, but
it's too far. It's too far.
Moscato. It's the wine, Moscato. Duh. Thanks, guy. So we got a lot of cool places brewing and things happening. We're excited, and we love to share it with everyone. Plus, we're looking for guests. So, guys, let us know. We'd love to hear the story about the location, have you guys part of it, and let's have fun. And what I always like to say before I end my show or anything is my saying when I created ParaVizionz Paranormal Society is always keep looking into the unknown.
That's it.
Awesome.
We love that.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate all of you guys. It's been a blast. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get Patty on. Like I told you, I can talk to you guys for hours.
We're gonna do a part 2, and we'll definitely have Patty on, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then if you want me to get the crew on for Entity Explorers, we can make that happen as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd love to return the favor.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We are wishing her best wishes and hope she feels better.
Yes.
Absolutely. Kyle, thanks for joining, bud. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. You guys are awesome.
And as always, gang, the best way you can show us love is by showing love to our guests. So please like and subscribe to everything that Lee has going on with ParaVizionz.
Thank you, Kathy.
With Entity Explorers as well. They have
I follow these guys on Instagram. I follow their stories. You guys got to go show them some love. So I will make sure that everybody knows who you guys are, just like you guys shared who I am. And I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Kathy.
Remember, if you want to get spooked, hit that notification bell, the like button, and please feel free to comment on this episode. Tell your friends, tell your family, watch Spooked Coast to Coast. We will see you back live in
29th, on the 29th.
2 semanas.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.